Hi guys, it's Haley. So I was told to answer a question for you guys, and hopefully that'll help you in answering this question yourselves. How does what you believe as a Lutheran Christian help you deal with both the highs and the lows that you have experienced in my life? Well, being a part of the church my whole life, I've always known that God is always there and that He'd always be there for me, and I know that I could always go to Him. But when you're little and you're like 5 years old and maybe up to like, I don't know, 7 years old, you don't really turn to Him as much as when you do when you're older. When you're like 5 or 7, you turn to your parents and they can fix everything. But when you get older and you start experiencing more things, when I got older and I hit my DGP year of confirmation camp, which some of you will be going into, I assume, that was the year it really clicked for me, and I started to get closer to God, and that was definitely a high point of my life because I met a lot of you guys, and I started coming to Tree of Life that year after my DGP year of con camp, and that was definitely a high. And as that year went on, it was my sophomore year of high school, and things just started going on a downward spiral. That was when I was self-harming, and I know a lot of you guys know that. And it was actually on this trip last year that I told you guys I was 7 months clean, and now I'm officially, I think, a year and I think almost just, I know I'm a year clean, so that's awesome, and I'm very proud of myself, and yay, woo. But I was self-harming, and I had lost a lot of friends. They had just cut off communication with me, and one of the things that got me through all that was one of the last deep ends I was at, I think. We had watched The Passion of the Christ, and that weekend I remember the most because I was with you guys, well, some of the older kids, and I was getting a lot closer with you guys, and it was really great. And since I've been coming here, I've definitely been a lot more upbeat, and my depression has definitely gotten kicked out. It's definitely not as present anymore, and I'd like to thank you guys and God for that, because I'm pretty sure if I hadn't connected with God like I did here, I don't think, who knows what would have happened. But God, I talk to God whenever I can. I may not talk about it as much. I may not talk about it at all. I think that my connection with God is a very personal thing, and I guess I don't like to speak about it more. I don't really like to speak about it openly, but I will now because I have to, I guess. But my relationship with God is, I'm not even talking about the question anymore. How does being a Christian help me with the highs and lows? Always knowing that God is there for me gets me through anything. I could be the worst person in the entire world, and I know that God will always be there for me because I was baptized in the church, and I've been an active member of my church, my home church, and this youth group, and I know that God will always be there for me. And that's gotten me through everything. I think everything that He's thrown at me, knowing He's always there, has got me through it all. So just knowing that God will always be there, it's definitely gonna keep, that's what I believe helps me deal with everything that He throws at me. One more thing. Alrighty. Now, in order to get to the next station, your whole group must take a standing broad jump to get to the next station. Alright, see you guys in probably soon.